Healthy Aging Tips for Seniors, 7 Habits that Empower Connections and Personal Growth. As we age, the wisdom and experience we accumulate are treasures that should be celebrated. Yet, over time, certain habits can slowly erode our ability to connect with those around us and even limit our own personal growth. This article isn't meant to shame or criticize, it's an invitation to reflect on some common behaviors many of us have developed and to consider small shifts that can lead to richer, more fulfilling relationships. We're going to explore 7 habits that, while born out of decades of life experience, may be holding us back from fully enjoying and engaging in the beauty of the present moment. There's a quiet power in self-awareness. Recognizing these habits is the first step toward embracing change. So, if you've ever wondered why your conversations sometimes feel one-sided or why you often find yourself missing out on the latest happenings, read on. Let us discover together how to transform these habits into opportunities for deeper connection and self-improvement. 1. The constant comparison trap. Many of us have found comfort in reminiscing about the way things were. Perhaps you still recall that magical era when the world seemed simpler, when music had more soul, or when community life felt more intimate. However, when our conversations become a series of back-in-my-day comparisons, it can silently build barriers with the people in our lives. Imagine sitting down for coffee with your grandchildren, only to spend every moment lamenting how the good old days were superior. While those memories are precious, overemphasizing the past may inadvertently dismiss what the present has to offer. It's not about erasing your history, but rather about allowing your life's experience to enrich, not overshadow the here and now. Constant comparisons may even lead to subtle judgments. When every topic is measured against an idealized past, the narrative shifts from celebration to criticism. The beauty of aging gracefully lies in embracing change and recognizing that every stage of life holds its own unique blessings. If you find yourself habitually comparing today with yesterday, try reframing your thoughts. Ask yourself, what's exciting about now? What new stories can I add to my journey over time? This small shift in mindset can create a space for meaningful connections and personal growth. Reflect on moments when you've remembered with fondness but also appreciated the present for its surprises. In doing so, you acknowledge that while your past has shaped you, the future is still full of opportunities. This is not about ignoring your history, it's about using your rich background as a stepping stone to a vibrant now. 2. Overemphasis on health concerns. It's only natural to talk about our health as we age, and sharing details about chronic conditions or daily discomforts can be a way to process one's reality. However, when every conversation centers on aches, medications, and doctor visits, it can inadvertently cast a shadow over happier and lighter topics. Have you ever been in a conversation where the only recurring subject was your latest health challenge while you might be seeking support or simply venting? Constant mentions of health issues can make the dialogue feel heavy. Those around you, be they family members, friends, or even new acquaintances, may begin to associate your presence with a somber tone, potentially withdrawing from what could be an otherwise uplifting conversation. The art of communication involves balance. Sharing your challenges is important, but so is celebrating your small victories and everyday joys. Perhaps start a conversation by highlighting a recent success like mastering a new recipe or enjoying a brisk walk in the park before gently acknowledging any difficulties you might be facing. By doing so, you invite others to join you in celebrating life, rather than feeling burdened by it. Consider the difference between a continuous soliloquy on pain and a brief mention of your struggles peppered with cheerful anecdotes. Ongoing fixations on health can inadvertently shift your identity solely to those challenges, overshadowing the many facets of who you are. Take a moment to reflect on the many layers of your life: your hobbies, your passions, the stories of your youth, and allow those dimensions to shine through. In balancing your narrative, you create a more inviting atmosphere where compassion and lightness can flourish. 3. Dismissing new ideas and technology. Technology and new ideas are often seen as the realm of the young, but that perception can create an invisible barrier between generations. Many seniors may feel intimidated by rapidly evolving trends or the new gadgets that seem to pop up every day. It's not about abandoning your expertise of the old ways, rather, it's about opening yourself up to discover that these innovations might enhance your life in unexpected ways. You might find yourself rolling your eyes as someone excitedly explains how an app can keep you connected with distant friends or how a modern device simply works better. Dismissing these advances outright can unintentionally isolate you from those eager to share their passion. Instead of saying, "That's not for me," consider asking, "How might this help me stay connected?" For instance, many seniors have embraced video chats with family members who live far away, discovering that a little curiosity can bridge vast distances. Even learning how to use social media can lead to delightful encounters with long-lost friends or open doors to communities of shared interests. When you replace your initial skepticism with a dash of curiosity, you not only empower yourself to learn something new but also create opportunities to connect with younger generations who are naturally inclined to explore these tools. There's a profound lesson in the willingness to evolve. The world is always changing, and so can we. Instead of viewing new trends as erasers of the past, see them as additional chapters in your life's story, chapter additions that can bring fresh perspectives and unexpected joys. By embracing change rather than resisting it, you cultivate a flexible and resilient mindset, a key ingredient in living a fulfilling life. 4. Oversharing personal details. There's a fine line between opening up and oversharing, and many of us have, at one time or another, leaned too far in one direction. When we share deeply personal details without pause, especially in casual settings, it may overload the conversation and leave little room for others to feel comfortable contributing their own experiences. Oversharing can come from a sincere place. Perhaps you feel that by divulging every bit of your emotional journey, you're forging a deeper connection with those around you. But when the scale tips, when nearly every conversation becomes a deep dive into your past conflicts, family tragedies, or ongoing personal struggles, you risk turning every gathering into a therapy session rather than a mutual exchange. Consider the anecdote of a dear friend who would recount every detail of her family history or clinical diagnosis during social events. Initially, her intention was to offer wisdom through personal experience, but over time, her constant revelations began to wear on her listeners. They started to associate her presence with emotional heaviness, even if they valued her candor. Finding balance is key. A thoughtful approach is to share only as much as is appropriate for the moment, allowing space for reciprocity. When you introduce a personal story, pause and invite commentary. I shared that because it taught me something important. What's your take on finding balance in life? This not only makes your insights more digestible but also signals that you value the input and stories of others. Naturally, some moments call for vulnerability. There may be days when your heart needs to be unburdened. On those days, choose a trusted confidant or a close family member who is prepared. The conversation can take on the depth it needs. In more casual settings, aim instead for stories that showcase not only your hardships but also your triumphs, ideally sparking inspiration rather than resignation. 5. Dominating the conversation. There's no doubt that each of us has stories worth sharing. Your life is a treasure trove of experiences that younger generations can learn from. Yet, When you find that nearly every conversation revolves solely around your experiences, always pushing your narrative, it can unintentionally stifle meaningful exchanges. Think about it this way: conversations are like music, a symphony in which every instrument has its moment to shine. When one voice dominates, the harmony is lost, leaving the other voices muted. Even if you speak from a place of genuine care, constantly steering the narrative can leave your listeners feeling sidelined. They may start to withdraw from conversations, not because they don't care about your journey, but because they yearn to share their own melodies. Have you noticed that after a long monologue about your past exploits, the room often falls into a silence that feels more like an awkward pause than comfortable quiet? This isn't a sign that your words have lost their meaning. Rather, it might indicate that the space for reciprocal sharing has been diminished. Effective communication is about exchange, a dance of speaking and listening. To strike this balance, consider pausing and asking open-ended questions. What was your favorite moment this week, or how do you feel about the changes happening around you? By inviting others into the conversation, you cultivate an environment where everyone feels valued. You might find that through such dialogue, fresh insights surface, insights that are enriching not just for you, but for all those sharing the space with you. By practicing mindful dialogue, you reinforce that relationships are built on mutual respect and shared narratives. Embrace the realization that every conversation is an opportunity to co-create something beautiful, a tapestry woven from the unique threads of every participant's life. 6 Quick judgments and stereotyping. It's human to notice differences. Yet, when we're quick to judge someone solely based on the way they look, the choices they make, or the pace at which they adapt to new situations, we risk missing out on potentially rewarding connections. As seniors, we might sometimes find ourselves comparing our experiences to those of others, drawing lines between us and them before we've even truly listened. Quick judgments often serve as mental shortcuts, habits formed over years when life seemed more black and white. Over time, however, these snap decisions can harden into stereotypes that create invisible walls between you and those who might otherwise enrich your experience. Whether it's a young person with a radically different style or a peer who chooses a non-traditional lifestyle, every individual carries a story that is more than a fleeting impression. When you find yourself forming an instant judgment, pause for a moment and ask, how well do I really know this person? Genuine understanding usually requires some conversation and openness. Instead of dismissing someone because they don't fit neatly into your mental framework, consider that every person has cultivated a unique way of living and thinking about the world. Their differences can perfectly complement your own wisdom. For example, instead of commenting hastily, "That's not how it used to be," try engaging in curiosity. What inspired you to choose this path? By allowing yourself to explore the reasons behind someone's choices, you create a doorway to learning and connection. In doing so, you break down the walls that age or differing experiences might otherwise erect. Recognize that every judgment made in haste is an opportunity missed, a chance to understand, learn, and even be challenged in a way that leads to personal growth. Building bridges over those initial differences enriches your tapestry of experiences and leads to more respectful, vibrant dialogues. 7 Resisting change and new experiences. Perhaps the most subtle of all the habits is an unwillingness to embrace change. After decades of life routines, it's natural to seek comfort in the familiar. Yet, rigidly clinging to routine can sometimes limit our personal growth and stifle the potential for new connections. This habit resisting change often sneaks in quietly. It can be a reluctance to join a new community activity, an untouched curiosity about learning skills that weren't part of your youth, or even a simple hesitation to try something for the first time. Change can be daunting. The idea of stepping out of your comfort zone might trigger memories of challenges past, leading to apprehension about the unknown. But consider that life's most beautiful chapters often begin when we allow ourselves to be open to new experiences. It's a reminder that our journey is still unfolding, and every new experience adds a rich layer to our identity. Take, for instance, the story of Henry, a retired teacher who resisted the idea of using a smartphone until his granddaughter patiently showed him its benefits. Initially skeptical, Henry slowly began to see that by connecting digitally, he could bridge the gap between generations, share his lessons learned, and even write his memoirs using modern apps. His small step proved to be the catalyst for renewed independence and a newfound enthusiasm for technology. By resisting change, we risk isolating ourselves from the resources, relationships, and opportunities that might otherwise enrich our lives. Instead of viewing change as a threat, try reframing it as an adventure. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this new experience? Embrace the idea that while the pace of change might be different from your youth, your life still holds immense potential for growth, excitement, and meaningful connection. Conclusion: embracing a future of connection and growth. Each of these 7 habits has, at one time or another, played a role in our lives. They emerged from decades of experience, shaped by the challenges, joys, and transformations that have defined our journey. Yet, as we stand at the threshold of today, with so much opportunity stretching out before us, it is worth taking a moment to reflect on whether these habits continue to serve our best interests or if they might be gently adjusted. Remember, the purpose of this exploration isn't to cast blame or to suggest that we must erase every habit formed over a lifetime. It's instead about empowering ourselves by choosing to live fully in the present, whether it's balancing nostalgic memories with the joys of now, sharing our health challenges sparingly while also celebrating our small victories, or inviting curiosity about new ideas and technology. Every small decision can lead to deeper, more fulfilling connections. Imagine the rich tapestry that could result from a conversation where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued, a place where your stories inspire others to share their own. By being mindful of the balance between speaking and listening, between sharing and withholding, you can cultivate an environment where mutual respect and growth flourish. So, consider this an invitation. Next time you catch yourself sinking into the habit of comparing the past with the present, or when you feel the urge to dismiss a new idea, take a breath. Ask yourself what value the change might bring both to your own life and to the lives of those around you. Notice the subtle ways your habits shape your relationships. With every small adjustment, you are not losing a part of your past, you are adding a new, vibrant layer to your legacy. As you continue to navigate the golden years, let your experiences be a bridge, not a barrier. Transform your natural inclination toward caution into a curious exploration of what the future might hold. Embrace the technology that connects hearts across distances. Balance your openness with the wisdom of knowing when to pause and listen. Transform quick judgments into meaningful questions, and allow every conversation to become an invitation to learn something new. In the end, healthy aging isn't just about managing the physical aspects of getting older, it's about nurturing the inner light that continues to grow with every conversation, every new experience, and every moment of sincere connection. The habits we carry can either reinforce our isolation or empower us to engage more fully with the world. By choosing to gently shift our behaviors, we reclaim our influence and open ourselves up to relationships that are as dynamic and transformative as the experiences that have brought us this far. As you reflect on these habits, consider trying just one small change this week. Maybe smile when someone shares a new idea, or pause before recounting a long story to invite others into the narrative. These tiny adjustments accumulate into a powerful change, the kind that not only enhances your personal growth but also enriches every relationship you are a part of. Thank you for taking the time to read these insights. Let this serve as both a gentle reminder and a bold invitation to revisit your interactions and make room for the evolving story of who you are today. The future is not a continuation of a past that was, but the creation of a present that is unbound in its potential. If you resonate with these ideas or have noticed similar patterns in your own life, consider sharing your experiences. How have you managed to transition from these habits into more fulfilling ways of engaging with others? Your story might be the spark that ignites change for someone else. Remember, every day is an opportunity to rewrite your narrative. Embrace the possibility of growth, extend the warmth of compassion not just toward others but also toward yourself, and know that it's never too late to connect, learn, and celebrate the beauty of life in all its stages. By revisiting these habits with an open heart and a willingness to adapt, you are setting the stage for deeper connections and a more vibrant life. Let today be the day you choose to celebrate all that you have been and all that you are yet to become. Feel free to share your thoughts below or initiate a conversation with someone new. Every meaningful dialogue adds to a life well lived, and your insights might just change the way someone experiences their own golden years. Stay curious, stay kind, and above all, stay connected. There is so much more to explore on the topic of healthy aging and relationship building. If you're interested in learning about other transformational habits or practical tips to adapt to a changing world, consider revisiting these ideas in your daily conversations. Whether you're reconnecting with old friends or forming new bonds, remember that every habit, when acknowledged, is an opportunity for growth and genuine connection. May your days be filled with laughter, learning, and the rich rewards of meaningful conversations.